Alright, welcome to another In Your Face cast. We are the Cheese Brothers. I am Vec Daddy. We'll be casting a game. In Your Face. Technoid is with me. He's going to be co-casting. Technoid, introduce our players and where they are at.
Alright, you can see the orange player Anarchy. Terran is in, well, we'll hold off on what position he's in just yet. And there, at the other position on the board is X-Wave, the Zerg player. Both these players have faced each other a few times before. What do you think, John? Or I should say, Vec Daddy, what do you think are the odds?
Usually 1v1. Yeah, usually 1v1. These guys are pretty evenly matched up. I don't know. Technoid, Aaron is on fire tonight.
Like burning paper.
Yes.
Yes.
So Anarchy's got his supply depot down on his expansion ramp, and X-Wave is droning up.
And sending out that early, fast-moving, I might say, Overlord to scout.
You say fast moving now because usually in our cheese games, Tychus takes forever to get across the board.
Yes. He puts one slow mode.
So we do have an SCV moving out for Anarchy. I guess he's going to do some scouting to find out where his opponent is. It's an in-your-face cast. I really think we should give positions away.
They did last time, but if you want to, you can. I'm not going to.
Neither player going for any super cheese. We got 2 racks coming up for Anarchy. Fast expand, which is not really cheese for Zerg. That's pretty much a standard opener for Zerg.
That's right. Anarchy doing his pretty typical wall in.
And Anarchy has located... Oh, Anarchy has located the expansion, and now the main.
Taking a look around there. Spawning pool just down for X-Wave.
Wall in is complete for Anarchy. And of course, the Overlord Tychus has located that ramp. So now the players do know that Anarchy is in the 12 o'clock position, orange. And of course, X-Wave is at the 5 o'clock / 6 o'clock position, green Zerg. Spawning pool has popped. First 2 Marines getting Tychus out of there.
Yep. Is X-Wave making Zerglings? No, he's not.
But we do have, wow, 2 tech labs? 2 tech labs going up. For Anarchy, he's going to be looking to get those infantry upgrades fast.
That's a pretty standard build for Anarchy. I've seen him do this before. He'll get 3 or 4 racks, go factory, and get his starport. And he likes those marauders. He loves that MMM, especially when playing Zerg.
We got 1 gas fully saturated for Anarchy, and we got 2 gas completed, not saturated yet for X-Wave.
Yeah, 1 gas just sitting there. It's an ornament. That's what we call ornamental gas building.
It's aesthetic.
It really does. Yes, it spruces up the place quite a bit.
What do we have down here? A spine crawler for some defense for X-Wave at the main. Can't really get out to the ramp because he's not doing any creep spread whatsoever.
Can barely do creep spread when you only got 2 queens. So.
Yeah, this is not a Scarlet. So X-Wave does not play like Scarlet at all. Clearly, because we're close to a professional play, but also he doesn't spread creep.
He's incredibly enamored with her play. He just does not want to adopt it.
Yeah, although I totally like that idea. Almost makes me want to go Zerg and embarrass all other Zerg players by how bad I play.
Now we got a creep spore going down. Creep tumor.
There we go. He's succumbed to the peer pressure. And so back in the Terran base, again, typical stuff. There's the factory.
Expansion.
We see the expansion going up. Terran doesn't have to expand as fast as Zerg. We all know that. Not quite saturated on his Vespian. He's going to need that if he's going MMM.
And the factory is complete, and surprisingly, what do we have attached to the factory? A reactor.
Oh, I like this. This will be interesting. He may be doing the old switcheroo and that's why he built 2 tech labs. So he may be switching that factory out shortly. Though that weirdly wouldn't make sense, would it?
We have the engineering bay going down for Anarchy. Still very little buildings so far. Does not look like... Still got the hatchery. Doesn't look like we're teching up at all over here. What is this? A baneling nest going down for X-Wave. He knows against that MMM ball he's going to have rollers, though. Can't have those slow-moving banelings against this big MMM ball.
And there goes the evolution chamber. It's just going to get its upgrades, we think.
2 evolution chambers at the top of the ramp.
A lot of spend going into defense. Not a typical build for X-Wave.
No, definitely not. He's not researching speed. He's got a good number of lings out. And so obviously, since he's not researching speed, obviously those are going to be going for banelings. Upgrading to the layer now.
Yeah, and as we look at the army graph, again, not a whole lot going on. X-Wave clearly has a little more army. Because, are queens counted in army?
Queens are counted in army. They are army. Yeah, they're supply.
Right. So, although Anarchy catching back up there now in army size.
And of course, when you know you have a whole bunch of Zerglings, it's a good idea for Terran to get out a whole bunch of Hellions. As we saw the reactor go down on the factory. These Hellions are not upgraded to blues. Oh, doing a good job taking out that creep spread. But he walked right into the mess. Oh my goodness. Got to pull back. And the queens.
And
oh.
a little bit of harass there. Not bad. I don't think there's a whole lot Anarchy can do right now with those units, but those are nice, good scouting units. They're fast moving.
Right, I think they were just for harass. Of course, we do have now the starport taking over the reactor, abandoned by the factory that lifted off and is landing with a tech lab, of course. Yeah, I don't think he really planned on doing anything with those Hellions. He didn't upgrade them to Blue Flame if he was going to be using those for any extended period of time. So they were just for scouting information and just a little bit of harass. And now the Scarlet Creep comes. Those queens putting in some work, laying a lot of eggs. They are crapping all over the board. We do have the 2 engineering bays for Anarchy. He is going to be getting his upgrades for his infantry. And now, of course, an armory, so he can complete those upgrades once the level 1 is done.
Yeah, I was going to say it's good to see Zerg players, using the creep to their advantage. I mean, they get vision, they get a speed boost to their units while they're on creep. One of the rules is if you're Terran, fighting Zerg on creep, you're at a disadvantage, so you can overwhelm them.
Looks like X-Wave is going to be trying to expand that creep off to the left side of his base. Might be trying to reach that gold.
Yep, and here comes a couple spine crawlers to maybe take care of that Hellion. No, maybe not.
Yeah, they're digging in. They're going to try and take care of that Hellion. The expansion is going to go up, though.
And out of range of the Hellion.
But that was very, very easily cleaned up. So let's go back to Anarchy's base and see how he's doing. He does have the tanks out, and siege is complete. We have 4 medevacs. They look a little bit heavy as they move out. This is the part of the problem of an in-your-face cast. Is that the opponent knows when you're moving out, and Terran is indeed moving out. I won't say which direction, So he's going to have to try and figure out where this drop is coming in from.
So yeah, so you know it is kind of nerve-wracking to hear something like that. You know, if you're a player,
Mm-hmm.
and that is a sizable force that he's got there.
It is a sizable force, and I think he's actually going to get around undetected. The Overlord's way out of position. Of course, X-Wave hears us talking about a drop looming in the background. He's rearranging his forces, trying to figure out which direction this drop is going to be coming
defenses.
from. And it might be, oh, they're going to get this first spine crawler down, I think. Why is that
And
spine
Anarchy
crawler
did
not
what he
dying?
wanted to do. Will he get his men back? Will he get out of there before the Queens? Yes, lost one.
Lost one medevac full of
bad. Not too bad. That was nice. He took out his baneling's nest. That was good.
So that was a win drop, even though he had to move out relatively early.
And what were the losses on that? So, you know, it cost him a little bit. He is down on losses to X-Wave, but the Hellions are feeding into that a little bit too. You know, I don't think that's that big of a loss. That's very recoverable for X-Wave.
Definitely.
Although I'm not seeing, where's the, there, nope. Where's the Baneling? And I think this is just a losing proposition.
Oh, and this is going to be cleaned up really quickly. Wow, those banelings are just devastating against Marines.
Yes, but where are the new banelings coming from?
He does have tons and tons of Zerglings still out.
But he can't make any banelings. Where's his new banelings, man?
His new baneling nest is on the other side of the main. You know that X-Wave is going to have a baneling nest. You know he's going to.
Yeah, I did see it.
But Terran with those Marines are so cheap, and they're upgraded. They have STEM, they have the armor, and they're just pumping out of these barracks so fast. He's right back up to having an army, a formidable army.
Now the question is, will X-Wave move his infestors to the death move, is what I'd like to call it. You know, to suicide all his infestors this time, like he did the last time he faced Anarchy with that many infestors. He just moved them right over to Anarchy's army, so Anarchy army could just nom on them.
We got Anarchy scanning the expansions. X-Wave very heavy on the infestors now, doing a transfer of workers because the main is pretty much done. See if we can find out any more information about what other tech is going on. We do have the Spire down for X-Wave. The MMM, they are happy, they are content, they are moving out at 148 supply. A 148 supply MMM ball moving across the board. MMMT.
So one thing, you know, I just want to point out about Anarchy is he is a very cautious Terran player. He's not, you know, he doesn't like suicide runs. He doesn't like to grind his army if he can avoid it.
And let's see how this MMM ball stands up to this. Here comes the engagement. Oh, the first infestor goes down.
Get him.
Oh,
that move.
The baneling hit.
Yes.
Did that baneling hit do anything?
And
that baneling hit was totally ineffective.
Oh, those infestors. What were the losses on that? And X-Wave is getting about the same amount of... oh, nice move. Nice move from the high ground for X-Wave. Got to repel that force.
Yeah, and it looks like... Oh, did they trap? They trapped the tanks on the top of the ramp. And the tanks are going bye-bye. This MMM ball is going to try and take on these spires head-on. Doing an excellent job. Those Marauders just eat those spine crawlers alive. This expansion will go down. But here come the banelings. The banelings can't hit anything.
Yep, Anarchy pulled them away.
Very super effective for Anarchy there. He did lose a lot of units there, though.
About even. That was about. Actually, I would say X-Wave lost that engagement because they're now about even.
Right, and taking down that expansion up front, that's going to cost him some money getting that back up. Even though he does have 2 more expansions that just came up on the edge of the screen. Another expansion going down for Anarchy.
Third exposed expansion. You know, that's ballsy. That's an in your face. That's super ballsy.
Infantry for Anarchy is 1-1. Mech is 0-1. So only the +1 weapon for those tanks.
Yeah, I think Anarchy needs to bring in another unit. I don't know if he's used to doing that. Although that engagement was good, I think the only reason he did so well in that engagement is X-Wave just didn't have a very big enough army to face that, and moved his infestors again right up against the tanks.
Anarchy's new expansion is almost set up. He's got his workers in place, ready to saturate when that does come up. We now have mutas. Of course, this is X-Wave, so he's gonna have mutas. So heavy Baneling, Infestor, Muta.
Yeah, you know, I think one of the issues. I mean, this is a formidable army, but the fact that X-Wave moves his infestors right along with the rest of the army and attack moves them has been his huge weakness when he's had infestors.
And he has found the expansion for Anarchy. And it looks like the Lings are going to do most of the work. Oh, he's going to waste. He's going to waste. Oh my goodness. About half of the Banelings were wasted on workers, and the other half got eaten up by tanks.
There is... Okay, so Anarchy is building a few Vikings, not a whole lot, just in case he sees some Muta.
Right. And that push, even though he lost a little bit more units, that was effective. It denies an expansion, which is so important.
Yeah, but I think Anarchy's going to do the right thing, and he, you know, the great thing about Terran is you just pick up, he goes somewhere else, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So X-Wave taking the middle of the board, trying to get that forward expansion. He is putting creep out still, I think, which is going to be very effective for him. Both vision and that speed upgrade for the movement of the army across the board, I think, is critical for Zerg.
And it looks like he's maintaining the same composition: Infestor, Muta, Baneling.
Now look at this. Anarchy is like, no, fuck you, bitch. I'm going to go ahead and expand right back in that same spot.
Wow.
But this time I'm going to protect it.
But here the Mutas have found another expansion.
Yep, so there's the Muta attack.
He's going to lose that command center, because even if it lifts off, those Mutas are going to just take it down.
Yep. So denying the Terran the expansion. Good move. And of course his overlord just puking whatever it is they do. That creep. Oh, like he's going to go for the... He's going up into the main, just sneaking up in there. What can he... See if he can... Any weaknesses there? Pretty dangerous.
Oh, and the turrets go down too late. Oh, he does have those 2 in the back. The 2 torrents in the back stopped him.
Yeah, he's got a formidable army up there, but the army just decided, no, I don't need to do anything. No sensor tower for Anarchy. I don't think that's his style. He typically doesn't use those.
And both players staying with the same exact composition. We do have a Raven out. I guess that's merely for detection, I guess.
Yep, and there's X-Wave sending a forward Zergling just to see what's going on.
Oh, the tanks! No! The tanks are doing terrible damage.
Infestors right in.
Oh, the infestors came in and they did their work.
God. No,
oh,
what?
No.
That is, X-Wave is now down to 5,000.
That is a horrible feeling when you have an engagement and you know you left your opponent with a huge army behind.
I know. Attack moving infestors. Again, I mentioned it, and that is his downfall when he goes. And he hates going with infestors because he usually ends up doing that sort of stuff. But the one thing that Anarchy may be overplaying his hand a little bit here. Again,
I think it's a very impressive army versus what X-Wave is able to come up with in a response. That was pretty much army versus army. Whole army versus whole army. And
well, I'm just looking at the production tab for X-Wave, and he's got the right response. Time.
Oh, and the banelings do so much work there.
Yes, that was a bad engagement. Did he pick up any of the army?
No, he did not. Those they're empty and they're dead.
And Anarchy had just wasted his army. And that's what I was saying. You just don't want to run in there right after that because Zerg is just so dangerous, especially when they have banelings and you don't have good air protection to pick off those banelings.
And here comes the second army.
Yep, smaller armies, but I think X-Wave.
And now he's got roaches, which are going to do good work against those marauders.
Besides Anarchy.
Boom!
Oh my goodness.
Rolling. That's what. Let's take a look at the army graph on that one.
Yeah, that was down and up, man.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see a big X on this army graph.
Wait a minute though. I remacroed that army so fast you don't even see.
Yeah, I don't see the dip. Maybe that wasn't your whole army.
No, that was it. It's just that it came. I was building units within the same vision. If the map were a little. If you could zoom into the back part of that, you would see a dip and then come back up. But it came back up so fast that it doesn't show that anything.
Well, I see the dip here bringing you down to about 8120.
Yeah, but it would go down further. I mean, I had 6 hatcheries and tons of larvae, and I'm maxed out. And I'm like, I gotta trade out armies. I got to do this.
Yeah, and I think Anarchy, you went over with that. I was like, man, why is he doing this with a Zerg that has that many hatches? And
I mean, because at this point I'm maxed out. And if I didn't trade armies, because that's the one thing that Zerg has, right? I can just instantly create a whole new army. That's what I did.
Right, within a relatively fast time period.
But you did the right thing, Anarchy. You came right at me. You're like, okay, I still have an army. I gotta hit him before he remacros up. But you delayed a little bit. I mean, it took you. I guess you were remacroing yourself, and it just you got there a little too late. My banelings were already
for about 10 seconds at the Zelnaga Tower, and that 10 seconds I think was a huge difference in between letting you get an army out.
Yeah, if you could have got there, because I had to make lings and I had to turn them into banelings.
Right.
And that was the difference. And thank God your meat was in front of your tanks. Woo!
Isn't it always?
Are you muted, man? What's up?
What? No, I'm not muted.
So that was a good engagement. That was a good game.
So Chuck was doing the whole Romney thing. Oh, he shouldn't have done that. He should not have done that. That's bad. He's gonna lose now.
Well, you did it. You moved your infestors.
No, well, they were there.
Romney thing?
No,
My gosh, everything bad is Romney, everything good is Obama.
Yeah.
You played like Obama that game, X-Wave. My goodness, that was good.
Thank you. No, but I didn't just attack move. They were there with the army. I had them grouped separately. I fungled and threw infestors out, and then I didn't need them anymore, really. Not for right away. I had a lot of money. I could make more.
So you just suicided them?
Well, kinda. I could have tried to get out of there, but
No, you attack moved them. Do we have to pull up the replay?
All right. Fine.
Yeah, we watched that. We watched that.
Got the fools off. That's all I care about.
But then you gave up on the infestors and transitioned into roaches.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking there's gonna be a lot of Thors, and infestors aren't that good against Thors, really, and I don't know. I'm just not that good with infestors, so I switched out. But I'm so glad I won one. Oh, I feel better.
I didn't notice any tier 3 tech from Anarchy. Anarchy, were you planning on going to Tier 3?
I was 3-3 infantry and come out with my 2 mech.
That's really problematic for Zerg though, 3-3 infantry, because you know the fact is I had to have a lot of banelings. A single baneling hit will not kill those 3-3 units, so multiple baneling hits took to wipe them out. So that's what, at least I had a lot of them. But it was just that last microsecond. It was just a bad micro moment for you there, right?
Sure.
The drunk will feel good about this, man. That was a good game, though. You had me scared crapless. Let me put it that way. I was playing for my life. I was so nervous about taking that front base, and you did kill the front base. Jesus.
Yep.
Ugh.
All right, well, that was the in-your-face cast between, it was the finals. And Anarchy, he made it all the way up the ladder, but then he had to face that #1 seed in X-Wave. And it's a good game, good game.
Good game. Till
Yes.
next time on the Cheese
Yes.
Brothers.
Cute.
Stuff. Why
There
not?
we go.
I'm gonna build an observer. I just want to build observers. Nothing but observers.
Darren means Baneling.
Yeah. Banelings. Fuck your banelings.
This is gonna be hard, man. It's a big map.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said no. But nobody wants to listen to me. I think that I should have a say
I picked it. Blame
since I won the
me.
last 2 games.
All done.
Whatever. But I hate this map on 2v2. I don't know why I'm playing on 1v1.
Played a lot on 2v2. So
We've had some pretty good success on this map, 2v2.